From the corridors of power to the voices on the street.
There's some truth you can't hide. We are all hungry and we are not fighting government. We are just begging you, help us.
From high-stake politics to the struggles of everyday Nigerians.
We want decent job creation. There are no jobs in this country.
This is where the truth comes out. Join the bold and unapologetic Fuad Said and a powerhouse team of sharp political analysts, unapologetic and always on point, as they dissect politics, policies, expose contradiction, and ask the questions others will not.
A lot has happened during the week. We've had politicians making all manner of statements. Everybody's now a freedom fighter. Everybody now speaks for the poor. So a lot of interesting conversations in the political space at this time.
Every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Political Roundtable, your front row seat to the debates that define the nation. Be informed, be engaged, be heard. Political Roundtable, where Nigeria comes to talk. In a nation where every decision matters,
the first subsidy is gone.
Where the powerful write the rules and break them without consequence, one program dares to ask the tough questions. No filters, no fear, just facts, insights, and the real issues shaping Nigeria's future.
When you talk about corruption killing the country, we need to be sure we are really intentional about fixing the problem.
And people are still making excuses.
From the corridors of power to the voices on the street.
There's some truth you can't hide. We are all hungry and we are not fighting government. We are just begging you, help us.
From high-stake politics to the struggles of everyday Nigerians.
We want decent job creation. There are no jobs in this country.
This is where the truth comes out. Join the bold and unapologetic Fuad Said and a powerhouse team of sharp political analysts, unapologetic and always on point, as they dissect politics, policies, expose contradiction, and ask the questions others will not.
A lot has happened during the week. We've had politicians making all manner of statements. Everybody's now a freedom fighter. Everybody now speaks for the poor. So a lot of interesting conversations in the political space at this time.
Every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Political Roundtable, your front row seat to the debates that define the nation. Be informed, be engaged, be heard. Political Roundtable, where Nigeria comes to talk. In a nation where every decision matters,
The first subsidy is gone.
where the powerful write the rules and break them without consequence, one program dares to ask the tough questions. No filters, no fear, just facts, insights, and the real issues shaping Nigeria's future.
When you talk about corruption killing the country, we need to be sure we are really intentional about fixing the problem.
And people are still making excuses.
From the corridors of power to the voices on the street.
There's some truth you can't hide. We are all hungry and we are not fighting government. We are just begging you, help us.
From high-stake politics to the struggles of everyday Nigerians.
We want decent job creation. There are no jobs in this country.
This is where the truth comes out. Join the bold and unapologetic Fuad Said and a powerhouse team of sharp political analysts, unapologetic and always on point, as they dissect politics, policies, expose contradiction, and ask the questions others will not.
A lot has happened during the week. We've had politicians making all manner of statements. Everybody's now a freedom fighter. Everybody now speaks for the poor. So a lot of interesting conversations in the political space at this time.
Every Sunday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Political Roundtable, your front row seat to the debates that define the nation. Be informed, be engaged, be heard. Political Roundtable, where Nigeria comes to talk.
right, it's time for Political Roundtable, Mainland 98.3 FM. My name is Sahid Fuad. This is the show where we look at the major issues in the political space. And I think from Friday till today, Sunday, there's been a lot of party activities, political party activities. The APC had a very colorful national convention, well organized. It shows that, look, when we put our minds to doing something, we can get it done. You know, I had followed the entire preparation process, how the committee members were meeting, from logistics to accommodation to security. It appears that the APC wanted to make a statement. I think they eventually made a statement by having what you can call a well-organized, well-put-together national convention. It's going to be one of our major talking points. A lot of statements, a lot of assurances, and I think the party appears to be a party that believes strongly that, you know, as far as 2027 is concerned, they are well prepared, well oiled, well grilled, and well gingered, if you permit me to use the word, you know, to having overwhelming victory in 2027. And so we say, after very colorful national convention, APC assures Nigerians of better days ahead, overwhelming victory in 2027. So what are the major takeaways from the event? From the speech of Mr. President to that of the Senate President, 32 governors, right? 32 governors, over 8,000 delegates attended that national convention. It was almost like a convention to just ratify the existing leadership structure of the party. I think it was only 3 elective positions that were contested that had a change. The others retained their position. We look into that list. The newly installed chairman that was ratified yesterday, Nantawe, held his position. The secretary of the party, Ajibola Bashu, was able to retain his position, and many other ESCO members of the party. It was almost like a fun fair, you know, very beautiful to watch, very colorful, if you ask me, well put together. And so that's going to be a major talking point. What are the major takeaways? What can Nigeria make of what they saw with that particular convention? People are complaining to me that why did they do it midnight? That they had thought it was going to be a daytime thing on Saturday. Why did they start at night? And it was almost like just a night thing. You know, but Mr. Curtis will probably explain to us too. I think the primaries of the APC the last time too was an all-night affair. I know people are wondering, why do we do these things, you know, when people are sleeping? We expect them not to sleep. Is there something to having these kinds of big events where politicians just, you know, remain awake all through the night when there's an opportunity to host such an event during daytime? So that will be our first major talking point. PDP will always make the headlines, whether we like it or not, until we understand where the leaders of the party today are going with their party. We are not sure. Again, I'm sure my analysts will be able to probably give us an insight or tell us where these people are going with the party. And I'm talking about both the Wike faction of the party and the Seyi Makinde faction of the party. Because as it stands, despite the appeal from the Makinde faction to the court case at the Supreme Court appealing the appeal court judgment, the Wike faction wants to go ahead with the national convention today. We are not even sure whether they started. I've been trying to see whether it will be broadcast live, but the convention is slated for today. But Wike Makinde faction disagree over party's national convention in Abuja. That's where it stands today. The Wike people are saying they're going ahead. I saw him going around checking the preparations. I think it's going to be at the Velodrome of the National Stadium in Abuja. Everything well put together too. And he's been going around saying that, you know what, we'll do this convention and continue reconciliation later. Nothing will stop us. And so we ask ourselves, what really does the Wike faction want to achieve with the PDP when it is clear that they have decided that they will be supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027? The Wike faction is also boasting. We've always asked, where do they stand? Former Senate President Bukola Saraki and former Governor of Jigawa State Sule Lamido. But the Wike faction is saying they are now with us. In fact, if you are wondering where they stand on this PDP matter, they are actually with us. And if you trace the statements of Bukola Saraki, Sule Lamido in recent time, it appears that truly they are for the Wike faction, because they've been advising the Makinde people to go meet with Wike to find a way to reconcile the differences in the party. So we look at all of these political intrigues in the PDP and ask ourselves, how bad is the situation for the party? Somebody sends a message on our Facebook page when we posted the topic that, why didn't we say how good is this for the PDP? I said, what difference does it make? But again, we will take it from how bad we think the situation is. But if there's anything good that could come out of it, I think we'll also consider that aspect of the conversation. And then Kano politics. We are seeing major realignments. When it comes to Nigerian politics, anything can happen. There's nothing that cannot really happen, because as it stands, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwasiyya, the leader of the Kwankwasiyya Movement, will, all things being equal, if nothing changes, officially, because he's now resigned his membership of the NMPP, and the announcement from his camp is that tomorrow, Monday, he will be officially joining the ADC. I think we've been seeing the movement. Obi visited, Atiku, Seyi Makinde too also visited, and it appears that, look, this is a game that will get more interesting in the coming days. He's not the only one that will be joining the ADC from the reports we are getting in Kano. Gawuna, who was the APC governorship candidate in the last governorship election in Kano, a staunch ally of Umaru Ganduje, the former governor of Kano, the former chairman of the APC. The report is that he has also resigned his appointment from the APC and he will be joining the ADC. What a major switch. Abba Yusuf, long-time loyalist of Rabiu Musa Kwankwasiyya, leaving the NMPP to join Umaru Ganduje in APC. Gawuna leaving the APC, going the other side to join Kwankwasiyya in the NMPP. But both are leaving the NMPP and the APC to now join the ADC. We ask ourselves, what kind of game is going on in Kano State? Again, my name is Said Fuad. This is Political Roundtable, Mainland 98.3 FM. We're streaming the show live on Facebook. We're also on YouTube. You can also listen to the show via the Radio Garden app, or just go to our website, www.mainlandfm.com, and listen live. There's a live feed there where you can listen to us from any part of the world live. Barrister Curtis Aregbesola is in the studio. Joseph Oloronsho here with me in the studio. Nuruddin Adigbero in the studio. Barrister, there's a lot to talk about, so we'll move very, very fast.
Very depressing.
Again, before we started the show, there was this sideline conversation I was having with Barrister Curtis, and he said, you know what, sometimes these things are just tiring.
Difficult to get up.
Yeah, difficult to really get up coming to the studio, because it appears that, sometimes you are just sound like a broken record. But we've got to do our job. We can't be tired. We have no other nation. This nation must not fail. This is our own way of contributing to nation building, and we cannot be tired. Barrister, I hope you get into the conversation and the momentum picks up. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well, thank you.
All right, Nuruddin, I'm sure you are not tired.
No. Okay. We are used to this.
This wahala.
That's why I've said this severally. Any journalist that is political,
yes,
I don't know how they sleep at night.
They will sleep when they are making money. Go.
No, even if they are making money, because if you are a journalist and at the same time you are a politician, how are you going to balance the two? Because at times there are some certain attachment. No, there are some certain attachment. So far you are not attached. You are saying what is objective and whatever.
There's
and
that fulfillment that comes with
because there are some of things that you just do, and but for politicians that is a problem. And for Agege today, because a lot of people are saying Agege is fine, we are cool. It's just that the contestants, the aspirants, the way they are disturbing us seriously,
campaigning, right?
In fact, if they've not even started campaigning, they are campaigning seriously. And please, I want to beg all politicians in Agege, they should stop calling me. I am not a politician. I am not contesting. And the way some people are coming to beg me too, I don't know what they are begging me for. Please, they should just leave me alone. I'm a politician.
Why are they begging you?
I don't know.
If they don't worry, anyone that begs you, let us know so that we'll call them out.
Because the way all of them are just visiting.
I've heard that. The thing is that when our people are in position, they think the day will never end. They think the tenure will never end, and that journalists are not important. Why do we need them? And I think some of them are going to learn the bitter lesson of the fact that the power still belongs to the people, yes, whether you like it or not. I've heard that. the former chairman wants to go to House of Reps.
Yes.
So he's now talking to everybody.
In fact, a lot of people that are coming begging me. I don't know.
It's a conversation for another day.
Okay.
But let's just so that we don't distract.
They beg them back.
That they should leave me alone. I'm begging them that they should leave me alone.
Maybe one man, one vote.
I don't even want to vote because on that day
you'll be busy.
I'll be busy.
If they beg you, beg them back.
Joseph Olosha, how you doing?
I think let's say good evening.
Yes.
I will not beg. I will congratulate him because they produced the new current CP of Lagos State for Journey.
There's a way Agege have produced police officers.
No, we are producing. Even MD Abubakar was also from Agege. In fact, he lived at Abimbola. I know. I think we produced like.
I have a track record of policemen coming
even
from
Baba Arase also,
yes.
You remember that he has also been in Agege at one time. So he's a very
my own appeal. You
cosmopolitan.
help me to tell him that make you just take it easy. Make you not talk.
Okay, the CP.
CP tell him make it calm down. Study the situation.
There's this young. There's this young.
Look at the situation first before you.
There's this young police officer.
Promise a lot of.
I think he's in charge of the Lagos Task Force.
Okay, that one is facing. He's facing.
And I think that people need to educate some of these guys. Because it appears that they still don't understand that they are there to serve the people. I think there's this case with this young man, the
Objective
TV, where he was
not
talking
only him, there are a lot of
complaints.
A particular soldier said on the program yesterday.
That's for a Tommy.
Yes. How he's lost his leg because of Lagos Task Force. In fact, during the week, although it's not Task Force, Lagos Police Tactical Squad.
There's another one like that.
They threw tear gas in the vehicle that was conveying the civil servant of Lagos Mainland LCDA when they are going to work in the morning.
I don't want to distract the entire conversation, but I've tried to follow him. I've tried to listen to his own part of the story, and he appears like a man who would not listen to correction. I think he thinks he cannot be corrected. He thinks he knows it all.
He said his only work is to the governor, not to anybody else.
He will soon understand that when he runs into trouble.
The issue that he has is,
you know the man I'm talking about.
Even this year, if you see what they did to this guy, Uche has his 2 legs are not very.
The guy called Uche,
yes. In fact, he was looking for a place in Coastal Road. He now saw them. Himself was there. I mean, the chairman of that was there. He now clear park and now go and say, we want to ask them that I don't understand what Google Maps telling you on this direction. He now go ask, please, I am going to Susan and so place. They impounded his vehicle. This is the person you see that they use a stick to support himself. They impounded his vehicle. They did not ask how he will leave that coastal road. Took his vehicle to
because again, while we say again, we'll take our time.
It's just funny
to talk about policing. Again, there's an update. It's not going to be a conversation this is. Let's just tell the people. Because about people who say, "Oh, what is going on with the state police thing?" Nuruddin said they will never do it. But the update we have is that IGB Diso has sent a 75-page framework to the National Assembly for consideration. Barrister Curtis, the details
that
we have
from that framework
is just
it's just
a joke. For example, they will be taking 60 months. They are demanding for 60-month transition period. 60 months, yes. Transition period. For us to have state police. So the framework is talking about a 60-month period.
You know, when a child, in those days, they say that when a child likes meat,
yes,
you give him the vein. That one that they cannot.
Ishon, and they call that Ishon for Yoruba land.
He will be on it.
He go dey show
for a very long time.
That work you give her now, you don't go finish am.
The work now.
Eventually, when you get tired, by the time you party, they pay them. So I'm surprised that we will need a whole 60 months.
No, we're going to have a turnover of National Assembly members who don't believe in state police.
That's what people are saying.
And then it dies there.
Because if you are talking about 60 months, I have to do a quick calculation. How many months make 1 year? So we are talking about close to 6 years.
Yes.
For us to be able
by
to
which time this man will still be IG.
So
he will still be IG.
Who? Will he still be IG? The president too would have probably, if he wins, the president would have finished a second term, And so what are we talking about?
Mr. Fuad, don't disturb yourself.
I don't want to.
I have said it on I have said it on this program. It will never happen under this government.
Then section 214, there's now a subsection that talks about the state police will now be controlled by a federal police board. Barrister. And then funding 3% of FAC goes into it, 15% of state allocation goes into it. The funny thing again, this is just being clever by half. 60% of current police force structure will now go to the state. I'm like, we have state command already.
And you think the 2/3 of the states who agree to this nonsense?
Then 40% to remain.
You know, say move to the tow aircraft. Where we say aircraft don't stop. That final push to the gate. Move to the tow. Let's leave it like
Let's
that.
just leave it like that. So I just wanted to.
I've never seen where a civil servant talk about policy. The IGP is a civil
what we are
servant.
going to na plane go to moto now.
When I saw a part of that recommendation, I just gave up and said, well, let's just. So, but again, let's go to the business of the day. The Senate president will be taking this national convention of the APC from the statement by Senator Godswill Akpabio, who is the Senate president, who has said that, look, Nigerians are yet to see the best of President Bola Tinubu in spite of the significant milestones achieved by the current administration in the face of economic challenges. Akpabio, in his remarks at the 8th All Progressives Congress National Convention on Friday in Abuja, said the president's sight and vision were steering the country towards a new era of dignity and global respect. He said that while many individuals have sight, very few possess the vision required to transform a nation. He praised the president's resilience, tracing the political journey from the 1980s through the formation of the APC. In President Tinubu, you have both sight and vision, and this is quoting the president now. Nigerians are here to see the best of you, Mr. President. Despite the difficult economy, you are turning things around and bringing dignity back to Nigeria at the world stage. Now, Barrister, we also listen to the president, who stuck to, basically repeated what he has always said about what he thinks about his performance so far. We've bent the curve, things are getting better. We have to take a very tough decision, but look, the records are there for people to see. We have now been able to stabilize the economy. What we now need is to consolidate. And I think he also addressed a major part of what Nigerians have been talking about, which is the issue of electricity supply, where he said, oh, we are paying attention to that, you don't worry. We are paying attention to that. A bit of it.
Almost 3 years into a tenure of 4 years.
They are paying attention. He said they are paying attention to it and things are going to improve. In between that statement is tortured and so. But I think the summary for me, if I'm able to process it correctly, is that, look, you Nigerians, hey, don't worry. We are paying attention to you. You monitor the convention.
Will come down.
Well, there was not really no talk about fuel. But, Barrister, you monitor the convention. I must say, very colorful. The planning, excellent. I sent a video to you where there was discussions on where they were reviewing the security protocol for the event. Benjamin Kalu, the deputy speaker, was there. I think the IGP was on ground. The Minister of Defense was on ground. And I could
former Chief of Army Staff.
Chief of Army Staff,
Ambassador to Nigeria, former Ambassador to Benin Republic.
Yeah, they were all there, looking at the security preparation. You could see the attention to detail, the focus, the commitment to ensuring that, look, this was going to be a very successful national. And I think that's the story, if you're going to be looking at it from the lens of what a political convention should be. But all in all, what are your takeaways? What would you take away from that convention of the APC?
It's more of the same. Now the question, you see, last week, I think it was last week, I wrote something on Facebook that says that if anybody tells you that those in power do not know what to do
to fix
the problem of Nigeria, don't believe that person. They just don't want to do it because they don't derive any personal benefit from it.
From doing it. But they demanded for the job.
So, look, it's not about what is the interest they are pursuing. Do you understand? I've been doing this show with you for how many years now? But today has got to be the hardest
to get up
from my house to say I want to come to the studio. It took me so long a time to actually make up my mind and say I'm coming here because there are no cheering news. We saw a convention where the party in power that does not need anything else to improve things talking about if you give us a second term, this is what we are going to do. And the question I'm asking myself is, what do you exactly need now in second term to be able to do what you are promising that you don't have now? What do you? In fact, right now you are even better positioned than when you started, because today you can amend the constitution
to anything they want.
If they are legislative bottlenecks,
yes,
legal bottlenecks,
you've taken care of that already.
You have more than 24
you have
governors.
Over two-thirds in the National Assembly today. You have over 30 governors. That gives you two-thirds. Even if you need the state houses of assembly,
it's sorted.
So what exactly do you need that you don't have now? There's only a new term.
We give to them.
We give to you. And then when you talk about security, they are never short of their abilities to secure themselves. And you know, this is what I say, that bandits, Boko Haram terrorists are all cowards. They're cowards because they never go to places where they can be dealt with. They look for soft targets, poor people,
poor Nigerians, ordinary Nigerians,
victims of the same people,
to inflict pain on,
and then want to be heard. They will never be able to get to these people, and they know it, and so they didn't even make attempt, in spite of the fact that billions of naira were spent protecting themselves. At the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, this Congress was held to satisfy the demands of the party's constitution.
Congress must be held.
It was short on vision for the future. It was a race to the rabbit hole. In fact, some of the delegates that came had no place to sleep. If you saw it,
some of them
on the streets. And I said to myself, a party that wants to improve Nigeria cannot even improve the welfare of its
their party members.
Just 8,000 people they took to Abuja. And what was the promise? It's all rhetoric, nothing. Akpabio saying that the president inherited a bad economy. An economy that Akpabio contributed to making it worse. Akpabio has been in government for over...
He was a minister.
From 1999.
In that same economy that is bad, though. He was a governor.
In 1999, he was Attorney General of Akwa Ibom. He then became two-term governor. Then he went to the Senate. Then he became a minister. In fact, he was a minister until he resigned. When he got to the Senate for the first time, he became minority leader.
Yes.
So the same man is talking about a government inheriting a bad economy, and he's been in government from 1999.
It's like when,
as if he never contributed anything to
it. It's like when some voters stormed the capital, the U.S. capital.
The U.S. capital, yes.
And they wanted to take power from themselves.
Yeah.
Because it's not black people that had power. In fact, the man who was president then was their man. They said that we want to take power back. Who contributed to making the economy what it is today?
He's talking about.
Almost all the major actors, political actors today, had a hand in destroying the Nigerian economy.
That they are complaining about.
So when you hear them say, we inherited a bad economy.
That we want to change.
From who?
From themselves.
From you.
You've all been actors.
Exactly.
If I tell people, Mr. President, he has never held any position. No, but he's been in charge of who governed Lagos from 1999 till date.
But let me remind Akpabio that the same Akpabio, when he decided to dump the PDP and join the APC, said the same thing about Buhari. He said the president had put Nigeria on the course to prosperity.
That was what he was saying about Buhari then.
And that he needed help of people like him, because that the South was not a hunting ground for the APC, and he needed to break that ice by joining the president,
the APC,
and then making the people of the South understand that this president meant well for
Nigeria. Talking about Buhari then.
Done so well. Google it, you will see it.
I know.
That was the same thing he said.
And he was part of that government.
Now that is an integral part of that government
that is complaining about.
In fact, he was so proud of the government that he wanted to be the president after Buhari.
Yes.
So how can the same man now? And these people are fatless. They are hermetically sealed in their wickedness and ignorance. How can anybody in this country with a conscience today say that things are better today than they were before this president took over? This was the same mindset that Ebola carried to head with Medi.
And they damaged it.
Medi showed him that in terms of security, things are worse. 26% more Nigerians have been killed under this government.
And that was what was captured, though.
Talking about economy, more Nigerians are falling into multidimensional poverty.
Yes.
As we speak today, Australia has declared that transport will be free for their citizens. So many other countries are introducing measures. To cushion. What were we talking
Safety
about?
nets.
CNG and rice and spaghetti. And then, what is it today? Is it the value of the naira? Is it the purchasing power of an average citizen? Is it electricity supply?
What has gotten better? Really?
This president said, if I don't give you electricity, this is a promise made, a promise kept. If I don't give you electricity, I come back to you, don't vote for me.
No, at the convention, I say we are paying attention to it.
And then he said, we're only going to improve the system. That doesn't mean we will solve the problem. He said, we are going to improve upon what you have.
Yeah, we are paying attention. We improve on it.
This president met in my own area. I had minimum of 22 hours of light. Today, I don't have up to 30 minutes. How can Akpabio tell me that my life is today better than when this president came in? What is the economic magic or miracle that he has done? What is the curve? This man is still at the roundabout and can't move forward. And you're saying he's turned the curve. What curve has he turned? He's borrowed more money. After removing subsidy, this president has borrowed more money than any president in the history of this country. And what has he achieved in terms of infrastructure? Is it that we have better hospital? This president travels abroad for headache. There's no hospital in Abuja that can take care of him. Are our schools better? Are the living conditions of Nigerian people better? Is security better? Let Akpabio tell Nigerians in concrete terms one thing that this president has done. Yes, he said he has paid more money to the governors. But we know that more money does not translate to better living conditions for the people. Go to any of the states today. Our people have become beggars in their nation. IDP camps are still in existence, swelling up with people. So what exactly has this president accomplished in almost 3 years that Akpabio will say we have turned the curve? I just want to be educated. By the way, you know, the question you asked me took me off track. I wanted to wish Mr. President happy birthday for his 74th
birthday.
Today is his birthday.
Yes.
And I wish him all the very best.
We do that on the show.
But it's got to know the reality and the truth. Right now, the president is in a bubble. I don't think he listens to Nigerians. I saw his tweet on his own birthday, and I went there. You need to see the response from the Nigerian people.
On the tweet, on his own birthday.
On the president tweet, telling him how he had destroyed their lives. Just imagine that one president was paying subsidy, and this one came and said, no, subsidy is gone. We are going to use the money we are saving from subsidy to provide infrastructure to improve the economy. And then he's borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, even with the subsidy money in the kitty. And the living conditions of the people is getting worse every day. How many of them can travel by road without policemen? That's how you know if a country is safe. How many of his ministers, even the defense minister, can he get into his vehicle and drive from Abuja to Kaduna without police escort or soldiers?
Can't try it.
That's how you know if a country is safe. How many of the governors can travel by? You know, there was this video that has been going around. The former Dutch Prime Minister who handed over, and then he walked out of the office, got on his bicycle and was riding. And why was he not afraid of anybody attacking him?
Yeah.
Because he has street credibility. He knows that the people trust him. He's done his best. We have our governors and our ministers, everybody in government, in armored vehicles with heavy presence of policemen and soldiers, and yet they can't even be free in the midst of their own people. The only time you see them is when they're seeking re-election. Then they stop to buy corn on the road, buy akara from women, and then they relax their security and tell their security men to allow the ordinary people to come to them. So look, I'm not doubting Akpabio. I'm talking about my own experience. And I think I can, at my level, I can universalize that experience for most Nigerians. Yes. Where has this president brought his courage, his knowledge, his ambition, his understanding, his vision? Where has he brought them to bear on my own life? I'm not talking about everybody now. I'm just telling you about my situation, where I was before he came in.
And where you are now.
And where I am now. The little money that I had, I almost lost it. Because from 642 to $1, that money lost value by over 200%, because the dollar went almost 1,800. Just $1. So I don't understand. And he has not returned. Even the one we are celebrating at 1,400 is still over 130%
of what it was before.
Depreciation of the currency. Majority of the states in Nigeria today, and when you talk, they say, yes, I know he's not the president of all the states. He's the president of Nigeria. He doesn't control state funds. But again, what he keeps
it's huge.
For the federal government is more than what the state and local government.
Yes,
52% stays at the federal level.
So what has he done? What has he done with it?
With his own share.
What has he done with it? The National Assembly. What laws have they passed?
That have changed the lives of Nigerians.
That has changed the lives of Nigerians. Beyond them just showing off power, access, money, cheap funds, and living like people who have no constituencies. So I don't understand. So for me, it was just a show. Because the question is, what exactly came out of that convention? What were the policies? All we had were just promises, the usual kind of promises. We will. How can you be in power and you'll be will? Why not do now? What is stopping you from doing what you want to will?
That second time we'll give you now.
Yeah. It makes no sense.
All right, it's still Political Roundtable, Mainland 98.3 FM. There's nothing but psychologists have said this evening that a recent report from Chatham House did not say. In fact, the report is almost like an affirmation of what we've said repeatedly about how policies have not necessarily improved the living standards of Nigerians, how insecurity has continued to ravage Nigerians, how people are falling into multi-dimensional poverty. And I told a few people over the course of the week that, look, that was the same Chatham House that he went to when he won, and he was going to be discussing his policy. So if a Chatham House report is saying that, hey, Mr. President, you've done a lot of work going around the world looking for foreign direct investment, but the reality is that, look, a lot of the work you need to do still has to be done from back home. Nothing has changed for the people. Listening, I'm sure you watched the National Convention, and it was the same, we'll do this, we're going to do this, and again, it also almost as if our politicians live in a bubble. Their own reality is different from the
reality. They live in a bubble, not almost.
Because they keep talking about things have gotten better, and I don't know whether it's us not seeing what they are seeing. How they are seeing what they are seeing, that we are not seeing it, is what keeps. And so sometimes you look at them and you check again, are we the ones that are not normal? Because the half of the things they say, there's nothing on ground to support it. There's nothing on ground to, concretize whatever they are putting forward as the achievements of this government. Again, it was a political affair. We've talked about some of the takeaways, really, how national escorts were again appointed. It was nice to see that there were so many governors. I saw Edo delegates, people of... they
could not find a place in the main venue.
So they were complaining that when they kept them, what was his name? The APC state chairman in Edo State was complaining that he had told them that Edo APC was going to give Mr. President 3.2 million votes.
3.5 million votes.
So people that promised Mr. President 3.5 million votes, where they kept us, that they just kept them in one obscure part of. I say so in all of the things happening, it is where they kept the delegate that is bothering this man.
And the 3.5 million votes that only exist in the air.
I wanted to even ask,
how many votes even gave the governor the victory?
Well,
in the state?
Joseph is here. He will help them deliver.
Even Okpebolo, the entire votes that gave him that victory.
Even the total number of votes, all the candidates.
Even all the registered voters in Edo State. I am not even sure.
But do you know that the president himself understands that these are just hot
mere words? Yes.
So
how you come and say you give the president 3.5 million votes in Edo?
You know, my governor is a statistician. So just
if he's a statistician,
he has problem with
figures. But this is not him talking.
But
if the governor has a problem with figures, the chairman of the party too cannot have the same problem.
It affected everybody.
It's a pandemic. but Nurudi, what were your own observations before we move to the next issue on the table?
To me, that national convention was just an affirmation. There is no serious contending issues among the politicians. It's just a way of bringing some people from their various states to come and enjoy, although not all of them enjoyed. Even in Lagos, I know some people that I went in Lagos, they couldn't have hotels too. They have to call in those people they have in Abuja to escort around. And
they mobilize them? The usual mobilization.
You should be able to know it's going to be in the hands of everybody will change.
So you will travel to Abuja without proper mobilization?
What are you saying? There are some certain people that even is like they just tap. Some people went by the road now because they couldn't but one thing that is so significant for me is the speeches that happen at that, and it shows that nothing has changed. Barrister Curtis I have to just take two particular sectors that in the last 3 years plus, what has changed in the area of our health sector is, in fact, it is the time that people should not be praying that you should have
no false sick.
And that was the reason why I told some men around my place when I pass like this, I say, journalists, they normally hail me, and I went to them one day, I said, come, this thing that you are drinking, all this shekpe, whatever you are drinking, we don't have healthcare facilities, and you don't even have money. If you have anything that has to do with cancer now, who is going to be running? Is it Agege people that are willing to have something to eat? Are they the one that's going to contribute for you to have good medical care? And where are you going to get medical care? Go to Lasut, everything is filled up. Go to Lut, everything is filled up. Even the private hospitals that we said is for the rich, what are they doing there? We have seen what has happened in the years. So what has changed within the last 3 years in the area of health sector? At least let's look at the federal government owned hospitals and see what has happened in Lut. Has he ever been any changes in the Lut? Has anything improved in the Lut? And these are the things. Another one is the issue of education. I know when we talk about education, some people are going to be talking about loan.
The student loan.
To how many students across the country? You know the number of people, the number of students in polytechnics, colleges of education, universities in Nigeria.
You know, reading with education, I keep wondering how they suddenly thought that the problem with our education in Nigeria is about student loan.
No, what they don't understand. What they don't understand.
For every time you talk about education and say, well, students are getting loan. What about poor infrastructure, proper funding,
any vice chancellor, any rector now, any provost now, that is not a very good manager, will be causing himself or herself taking up that particular position. Let me tell you how it works. The way federal government is doing his own federal educational institution, that is the way governors are also doing. They are not giving enough money to all those. So what the VC, what the rectors, what they have to do is that whatever they are getting from the students or a little grants they are getting from anywhere outside is what they rationalize.
So they just
make sure, and that's why they can. You know that a rector of a state polytechnic is the one building hall for the school. Is it the job of the rector to build hall? But because he needed this hall for his students, in fact, majority of those halls that is meant for ceremony have turned to classes. The same way, look at upon the money that University of Lagos is getting, upon a lot of grants they are getting because of, and a lot of programs they are getting. What has really changed? I'm talking about University of Lagos is trying. Let us be fair to them compared to other university. But has any more change? Can we say that the students are enjoying what is supposed to be enjoyed, even staying in the hostel? Let us move to other institutions and see what they do. So it is important that I look at it and I see that our president After 3 years, still promising us, I will do this, I will do this. One thing that I want the president to look, and I've said this severally, don't look at those people around you alone. Sit down. Look for those great thinkers that will think freely from politics, because politics in Nigeria make some people not to have sense in Nigeria. So look at those people that are apolitical, that can tell the president the facts. But one thing there is that if he can do that, he will have seen the reason. Look at the issue of electricity. I have told some certain people, the day Aso Villa has been removed from national grid, it has sent a signal to us that our electricity can never improve in Nigeria. Because if we are feeling what they are feeling, they will know how to do something. Is he a president that is not even getting medical attention from Nigeria? But one thing there is this: it is the choice of Nigeria to determine what they want to do in the upcoming election.
Governor Dapo Abiodun said 3 years is too small for any president to solve electricity problem. That's what he said.
Yeah, but that was not the president. That was not what the president told Nigerians.
Exactly.
The president gave himself a timeline. Because I'll fix the problem. If I come again and I have not done it, don't vote for me.
This president was not elected for a term of 8 years.
8 years. They gave him 4 years.
He was elected for a term of 4 years.
Yes.
And now you are telling us that 3 years is just too small. So it means 1 year is the one that
will now do what? No, Barrister, how do politicians come again to tell you, oh, the term for which they sought the people's vote is not enough to fix the problem? And that look, what they've not been able to do, the failure of the first term is a justification for the re-election of second term. How does that even make any sense?
Meanwhile, the second term, they don't have
no desire, no motivation, really,
because they are not coming back to ask.
It should have been nice to ask Dapo Abiodun. He's going to be 8 years anytime from now. What has he done in Ogun
No,
State?
even the same Dapo Abiodun that is talking, Fuad, if you can notice, from Bega, where you are facing Ibadan, look at all those companies at the left side of Bega. Especially when you are about to reach Asheshe. There are some companies, there are some Chinese, Indian companies at that left side. When you went there, I went inside and I talked to one or two people, talked to some. They told me that over last 3 years, all the companies there, they generated what they are using. They are of different companies, or they are of different nationals, but they came together and have a source of electricity, and that was what they are doing, and they are getting it. So they said that if they own it, that they only have in a week, I think it's between 1 and 2, they shut it down for maybe they want to change and that is what, and they're having it, and they are putting the resources together.
No, I think
if companies can do it, his own states that have a lot of industries, what has he done for Agbara in terms of election? I'm not even, Dapo Abiodun is very, very obviously in terms of what every industry or what a state should have that Ogun State did not have. He knows within himself. His family members should be telling him that he has failed that part, and that was the reason why he's generalizing it, that 3 years is too whatever. He's using his own case, and he said it's El Dorado. What is El Dorado in Ogun State?
I think Governor Dapo Abiodun's case is a straightforward case, really. And that's why you can see that Ogun State appears a bit confused now as to who should take over from him. You know, they've moved from one governor to another governor, and nothing appears to really improve in that state, despite the potentials, the opportunities, and the positioning of the state. People have talked about how you tap from the blessings of Lagos being the next state to Lagos and the gateway state to all parts of the country.
As of today, I cannot beat my chest and say the companies and industry in Lagos State is more than the one of Ogun State.
No,
because I know I'm coming.
Is the economy of the state.
Number of companies that are leaving Lagos State
to different parts of Ogun State,
to go to different parts of the state. If you want to count it one by one, I don't think Lagos State has more industry more than Ogun State.
I'm sure we'll still do, because again, there's a lot of talk about who is going to take over from him, whether it's Yayi, whether it's Sharafa Shola, whether it's Yabo Obasanjo, whether it is GNI. I was having a conversation with Hakeem Adegbero this morning, and there's a lot going on when it comes to the politics of Ogun State. The same thing with Lagos, from Amzat to whether it's Ambode, People have talked about the possibility of all manner of permutations
but
going
the only
on.
just thing is that the son of Ashwaju is not in calculation again.
Nothing,
at least for now.
Nothing is decided.
No, but at least for now.
Why does he need to be a governor? He has a position bigger than that of a governor.
He's everywhere with the president.
And it's true. He's a president too. He's a president too.
In fact, as he stands,
did you see his convoy at the convention?
In fact, he appears that he is the official chief of staff.
Yes.
Or the vice president.
Or the vice president.
He's everywhere. So, in fact, more visible than the people who have been elected to do the job.
Why doesn't it?
You understand? He's
being a governor.
In fact, look at the way he was hailed when he got to the convention ground.
What are you saying?
Look at the visibility he got for himself.
The president of City Boys.
I don't think he needs to be a governor to use.
Governor is a governorship position.
It's like reducing him to
it's almost as if he's running the presidency.
Yes.
So, Joseph Olonsho, what were your own takeaways so that we quickly move to the other issues?
On the convention, I think we need to ask for an audit.
Okay.
Of who is in Nigeria, because when you see them telling us how Nigeria have been better, so we need to pause and ask all of them are saying that okay, who is actually in Nigeria. It's possible that the only Nigeria that they recognize is people that can call them
or they know.
Yes. So if those people around them, they be those that were using a particular vehicle before, there maybe a car, they are not using Jeep. Those that were how to call a tenant before, like me, they now have a house. So if those are the ones that
the people around them, their friends and colleagues are doing well.
So if they always look at those people as Nigeria, so they are doing better, far better. Then Akpabio will say such what he said, because this is a person, for me, we all know the circumstances surrounding how he become a senator first, because he's supposed to he was trying to give it number one shot, then at the end of the day, court and everything come out, they say it's clear for him to contest for that election. So if a person that enjoy those kind of situations, will tell you that Nigeria
so what do you think the APC should have used the opportunity of that convention to tell Nigerians that they didn't tell Nigerians? What they would have
done is they would have give us serious court. Particularly issue of security. When they are talking about security, sometimes I pinch myself. Are you sure you are still alive, or
are they talking about Nigeria or another country?
Nigeria. We see many times even security agencies being kidnapped or killed, and life goes on. Do you know what? Okay, I've been asking that question. When General Musa was killed, is there any response from us? There was no response. A general kill criminal, kill a general,
and his video thrown out.
There is no response, and tomorrow I don't know if they're able to get his phone back, because that phone become like a national asset. A lot of classified information will be in that phone. This military in Castina that was killed, the former IGP said, because they say they want to have a meeting, you kill someone's husband or brother, you wear uniform, which is a personation, not even the issue of murder now. And you don't see that every one of us say, is every country have its security challenges. We have security challenges before, and they are making a lot of it. So you now ask yourself, maybe it's possible that all of us that are seeing those things, we are in a dream. So they are the one that is seeing the correct thing. Then on the president, I think I said this here several times, that for me, the president is like a very, very fantastic kingmaker. When you talk of king is a good, fantastic king. But one thing for you to be a very fantastic kingmaker, from what I know from a person that grew in the village in Edo State there, another thing is for when you now say you become a king, it become a very, very tall order. So and if you now you are not lucky, you now surround yourself with people who want to look at and answer, okay, president, what you go tell them? Okay,
basically psycho fans.
You just online everywhere and say, president, do you see Nigeria are happy?
They are all happy.
They are happy.
Everything is working.
Everything is working.
They can see your efforts.
Because when I look at issue of student loan, I'm still asking, even some people who are like education, when we talk of issue of education, who did not know something about education, they pick a phone and say, hey, people that are saying something is not working, what does student loan?
They just talk about this.
I just ask myself.
With what you know about the student, if we say we should start to talk about.
Yes, now.
What do you mean by student loan? That if you say something, maybe security agency will go and knock at your door and say, why are you trying to give this administration
a
bad name, because how do you do a student loan without you first of all say, okay, the framework that will help our education, the national policy on, because when they announced that, I said, okay, I was thinking they quickly review the national policy on education and incite it.
But Joseph Ronshaw, you know, I'm like, if we talk about problems in the education, how did we narrow it down to the fact that people can't pay?
No, apart from that,
how did we?
Do you? I don't know if you understand that the Nigerian government, every time there is a failure on their part, they project it on the people.
Yeah, of course, they tell you are the problem.
You know, you are the problem. You know, insecurity is everybody's business.
Yeah, it's not,
blah blah blah. Like one of them sent out a Facebook post. Tokwe Fashwa.
I know that one is saying that I'm sorry, he's a sick man.
People are complaining about the intensity of the sun in Abuja, and that the villa has
now taking advantage of the sun. Yeah,
the villa has transitioned from electricity to solar,
yes.
And that people should also
take advantage of the sun instead of complaining.
And the simple question,
that's in Tokwe Fashwa. That guy is not okay.
Yes. And the simple
anybody has not told him.
The simple question you ask him is, what is the policy of this government on alternative energy?
How then? It's not even affordable.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not as if Nigerians don't know about it.
Yes, because if the government says, okay, you know what, there's 0% tax
on importation of solar panels, solar batteries,
and to that extent,
Nigerians know that there's solar power. They know there's inverter.
There's no.
How many Nigerians can afford it?
How many billions did the villa spend to
install his own that he's talking about to gaslight Nigerians?
So it's not that Nigerians do not know what they need, but they don't have the resources, and you are blaming them for not tapping the sun.
So they don't know that there's solar.
Because it's
they will have taken ordinary water.
I repeat it again that somebody should help us tell Tokwe Fashwa that he's not okay. He's sick for what he posted.
Do you know that now in my place in Akoko Edo, recently I think about 3 people died in my place. That meant before everybody would have been like everybody. Without people have to sit down and say, let's do whatever I want to do. You do it. Then secondly, now select. Okay, you let this one represent one person. Will represent like 10 people because of nobody will want to go to a place. Then they started calling for ransom payment.
Insecurity.
You understand insecurity, and you now see someone that will tell you, we have tried in issue of insecurity. Is it something that some of us, okay, look at the IGP came, and for me, you leave the issue of state police to the people. The job that you have now is how Nigeria can be safe.
If you see how Chief Imam in Babanla,
yes, somewhere people of
Kwara in Ibelodu.
They kidnapped the chief imam and I think 8 other worshippers.
Yes, now and they are now ask them to bring 50 million.
That one is small. Now, one of the Equa is 1 billion. Now 8 people.
The Equa church, right?
Yes.
See,
8 people. They say 8 billion.
Innocent Nigerians.
So these are the kind of news that filters overseas, where countries that have embassies here will issue notices to their people. Don't come. Say, do not go to Nigeria if you don't have any business doing there. And the president goes around saying he's looking for direct foreign investment.
And they get this news. They take note of. They take these things. They aggregate it.
You know, we've said before that the investors are like sharks. They can sniff blood.
Far away.
They know when to go and invest. The only people you can attract are rogue investors
to this kind of environment.
Who will just come into your country,
plunder, steal,
and then they just move out their money. You are not going to find real investors who are here
want to establish enduring businesses.
Yes.
Even the system we call it frustrated. You know that was telling you, someone that came from outside and said, okay, you want to see what he can do to scratch people issue. You now say Jesse giving her
millions
of come and pay this.
For something you want to do free. I'm not surprised.
To do something free.
I'm not surprised. Somebody that wanted to provide buy pipe on water. You now see people from the local government now saying, who gave you the authority to now dog
we need to move because
water?
it's 7 o'clock already. It's a political roundtable, mainland 98.3 FM. Let's look at party politics and the PDP. But I think we're going to just spend a little time on this because as it stands, the road to reconciliation for the PDP, I don't know how far the road is or how near the road is. Well, maybe there's even no road because as it stands, Wike seems to be moving on. is, at least from his own end of the faction of the PDP, is holding it very strong. Is strongly in control of the PDP from that end. They'll be having this convention, just like the one that was nullified by the court in Ibadan. They are having their own version now. The same thing. There are states that have said, no, we are not going to be part of it. At least Sokoto State have said, look, we are going to stay neutral. We will not be a part of the Abuja convention by the Wike faction. So many other states say they are going to go there. Surprisingly too, there are leaders of the PDP that we are thought were sitting on the fence who seem to be aligning themselves now. People like Saraki, Sule Lamido will be waiting to see whether they will also attend the convention. But the Makinde people are still holding their ground. They are still insisting on what they think is the right thing to do for the party. For example, I saw an interview where Wike said Bala Mohammed had approached him. He came to him. They had a conversation. He said he was going to go and discuss with the other people, but he has not seen him come back to have a conversation with him. Wike seems to dismiss every legal threat to whatever convention they'll be having today. There's a Supreme Court case pending, or an appeal to what the appeal court judgment is. So if you look at the entire PDP structure as it stands, where do you think Wike wants to take the party to? Where is he taking the party to? Because I feel whatever is happening in the PDP is just a Wike matter. Okay, he's firmly in control. Again, and I think we need to understand that this is not about not liking him. We're just trying to read his mind. Where do you think he wants to take the PDP to?
Even if I don't like him, what is the problem with that? Does he like me?
But where your estimation? Do you think Wike is taking the PDP to?
This is not about PDP becoming a viable opposition to the APC.
They can't even be again.
This is about Wike preparing a platform for his 2031 ambition.
Through the PDP?
Of course.
So how does that work, Barrister?
Wike is not a member of APC.
I was even thinking he will go to the convention.
No, he's not a member of APC, so he cannot run on the party ticket.
What if he
platform? No, he's not going to do that, because by the time, they are already gladiators who are positioning themselves. The National Security Advisor is top on the list. Who want to be president after Bola Tinubu?
National Secretary
Advisor.
NSA, okay. That's APC.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
It's okay.
Wike is not going to go to the APC.
So Barrister, as it stands, so Wike will decimate the PDP like this. They've lost almost all the governors.
Let me tell you what Wike is doing.
Okay.
Wike is not in love with anybody outside of Tinubu who right now can compensate him politically and make him relevant.
Okay.
I told you here that if not for Tinubu today, Wike would have lost all relevance.
No, of course, yes. That's well established.
Would have ran him out of town.
Fubara would have chased him out of the whole of Port Harcourt.
And then again,
and Rivers State.
Just on the side, if we think that the crisis in Rivers State was over, we saw what happened in Abuja. Wike telling the APC members who came for
he had a meeting with all the delegates, APC delegates,
that he will never give the ticket to Fubara. And that the PDP would take Rivers State. The governor of Rivers State will come from the PDP. He said that very clearly. But the point I'm trying to make here is that Wike needs a platform. Wike has an undying and presidential ambition. He wants to be the president of Nigeria.
When? Where?
After Tinubu.
Barrister, after Tinubu, if Tinubu wins, or any other person from the south wins, there's not many conversation about it going to the north.
No, for them it's not if.
Okay, when Tinubu wins, let's go with what they think. But can Tinubu have 8 years, for example, and then Wike expects that he is well positioned?
You don't understand how politicians think. Is Atiku not bidding to be president after Buhari 8 years?
So he also thinks that
I mean, in fact, the argument will be that people have been told that Northerners have dominated the political landscape in the country. So why not the South?
So why can't the South have 16 years?
They will not say from 1960. Let us count.
Is it not the same argument? Bello. Kanga making it.
Kogi East. They've taken it for 16 years.
So why can't we have it for 16 years?
And Ododo was able to take it somehow.
Yes. So the point here is this.
Oh, really?
He has ambition to be president, and if he cannot be the president, he wants to be the vice president. He wants to become a national leader. He needs a platform. Now, it's not setting up the PDP because he wants the PDP to constitute as a viable opposition to the APC. It's just for him, Wike, to remain relevant.
Maybe as a negotiation too.
In politics, And who says that in the future, he cannot align himself with the ADC? And if he's going to do that, he will say, but I'm coming with a large group of people
So
the party. So I deserve.
If he's able to hold down the PDP,
Yeah.
he's able to negotiate either way, whether from the left or from the right. They're going to look at him.
So he stays relevant in the political equation. That's basically what he's doing. And again, he underscores the fact that we've been talking about how the judiciary has been compromised. He's the minister who has been building houses and allocating
beautiful houses for judges. Yeah,
judges in Abuja. When the judiciary, as an arm of government, can do that for themselves
with their budget. Yeah,
but that's what he's doing. Is a life bencher, is a member of the body of benchers, and all of that, and interact. His wife is a justice of the Court of Appeal, and all of that. So they want to. And he has the money from the FCT.
Big money.
You see the award of contracts. Contract will just move from 6 billion to 36 billion overnight.
A conference center.
So the money is there, and he can do anything. Now, if you talk about somebody like Lamido.
Sule Lamido. What are they looking for?
A typical Nigerian politician practices the foul theory. And that foul theory is that whatever you cannot eat is scatter. The foul, it keeps moving forward. Whatever you cannot eat, you use the leg to push it back. So for Lamido, is victory. If the Turaki fashion of the party that eased him out of relevance in the PDP
can also be eased out.
Can be eased out by
victory for him.
Then Wike becomes his friend. But Bukola Saraki
has been looking for?
He's been hanging around and
floating. Floating.
Well, the thing about politicians, especially African and Nigerian politicians, is that once they leave power and that constant flow of funds stops, they start having problems.
They can't leave.
So they want to align again.
Yes, they have to align where today between the Turaki fashion and the Wike fashion, who has got more opportunity to hand him some is Wike.
Because that's the government.
Wike has money. Wike can even give him contract from the FCT.
But Sakrik was two-term governor, Senate president.
It does not matter.
Can he be broke?
This, of course. It's
not
broke like
governor. No be waiting go chop the problem.
But in terms of the lifestyle that they have built, public office in Nigeria is the biggest opportunity for lifestyle upgrade. You see someone who was living in a 3-bedroom bungalow. He becomes a governor, he says
he buys the whole street.
In fact, the 8-bedroom house mansion he missed as governor is not good enough for him. Yes. So his first project is a new government house. And then he begins to drive around in a fleet of SUVs. When he's traveling, he charters a private aircraft. Now, do you think that after leaving government, he wants to go back to the old lifestyle of 3-bedroom and 1 car? That's why they make generous provision for themselves.
Even after office.
After leaving office, that as a governor, this is what you are these are the things you're entitled to. 3 domestic servants every 3 years. Your cars, your cars are changed.
You have your house becomes your own.
Yours. You travel abroad for medical checkups.
Take care of it.
You understand?
So because the perks of office must remain.
These are the problem. This part of the problem that we face in this part of the world, whereby there are no institutional restraint and constraint as to what you can assess while you are in power. You understand? And even when outside of power, it's only when you find yourself on the wrong side of politics
that's why you'll be troubled.
That you'll be troubled. Okay? If not, you still get whatever you are entitled to, and even much more. There are states where the political godfathers actually live like the governors themselves.
Sometimes more influential than the governors.
So this is the look. This is not about building an opposition to challenge the APC for any contest. This is just about 2 things: a national platform that they can use to actualize its presidential ambition after this president, and then a platform that they can use to field a candidate for the governorship of Rivers State outside of the APC.
That is if the PDP gives the ticket to Fubara.
No, the PDP will
not give the APC. Sorry.
Yes, if APC gives the ticket, and it's likely that the APC is going to give that ticket to Fubara.
Despite what the president has said about the fact that look, he's the leader of the state. For him to have assembled APC delegates in Abuja.
Let me tell you something. One that will give him let me tell you something. If the president finds today that Wike is fielding a candidate on the ticket of the PDP to challenge the APC in the state, the optics will change. Because then the only hope that the president will have is that if the PDP candidate wins, he would then defer to the APC.
So what will happen to the state assemblies who are in APC today but loyalists of Wike? How would they run?
Well, they work for the PDP. They are going to work for the PDP.
Are they going to run on the platform of the APC?
Yes,
whichever platform Wike wants, that's where they are going to run.
That's what they are going to run.
So they will leave. Are they going to, because again there's a party registration thing. Remember,
these guys don't have their own minds.
So are they going
remember that they defected to the APC in public glare?
Yes.
And denied it later.
But now they are registered members of the APC. You know, there's a law that says, look, for you to, the idea of all this Gaton politics, you are here, you are there, can no longer work. Because you must now submit a register to INEC. And you cannot contest when you are not a registered member.
Yes. These guys know that there are some of the courts, some of the Nigeria courts that are at their disposal. They will still go
turn the law around.
See, forget. I think.
Well, you don't see a situation.
What will stop them from defecting from APC to the PDP?
Okay, well,
if they could defect from PDP to APC.
No, what I'm saying is that look, we are close to the elections.
Yes.
The primaries are going to be held between April and May. They have to take a decision now.
Yes.
So are we saying they might still go back
what if
to
they
the
PDP?
You don't understand.
Okay.
They don't have to identify as PDP
before working for PDP now.
Okay.
Remember what happened in Delta State, where Senator Sakwe was denied the ticket by Ahmadu Ali, the national chairman of the PDP.
PDP, yes.
And he had to go to the Accord Party. The governor then was campaigning for Sakwe, though openly he was supporting the PDP candidate. But then the slogan became, vote for PDP accordingly.
And then the message was...
And the message happened. And Osakwe defeated Miriam Ali, the wife of the national chairman of the party. So they don't actually have to change party to work for the PDP candidate.
But do you think the APC would... Because it would appear that, look, they want to destroy weekend Rivers. If the APC
let me ask you a question.
Gives Fubara the ticket.
Let me ask you a question. Why would the APC suddenly wake up and fight Wike if they have loved him and adopted him as a prodigal son, but who will return home later?
But they're not fighting him, are they fighting
No,
him?
that's what I'm saying. So if Wike denies Fubara the ticket, okay, don't forget that when Wike wanted to move against Fubara, notwithstanding that he was the darling of the president, Buala and others went out to tell him that he's not a member of the APC and therefore they will not allow him to take out an APC governor in the state. Do you remember that?
Yes.
That message will still come if he tries that. If he feels a candidate, do you think that the APC will want to lose River State?
For PDP.
Like I told you here, the conflict in River State had the hand of the Villa from the beginning.
Yes.
On both sides.
Because what the Villa wanted to achieve was to bring them to a position where both of them will agree
to work for the president.
Now, which they have done.
They have achieved that. But you know that if Wike is going to field the candidate against Fubara, and Fubara is still intent.
The only reason why Wike will field the candidate barrister is if he does not get to decide who gets the APC ticket.
Yes.
And he won't decide it.
You think so?
Yes. You think delegate decide who becomes a governor?
I know, but look, if you look at the kinds of influence he's been able to wield so far,
yes,
you know, it's almost as if he's running the two parties in River State.
Because the thing there is about the interest of the president and the APC. Now, what they are waiting for, they want to do all their factionalized national convention, because we are going to wait for what the court will say at the end of the day. You know, as of today, the only national chairman of the PDP recognized by the court
you see
is Damangu.
Nuruddin, let me tell you.
Let me ask you a simple question.
Okay, sir.
The APC delegates that went from River State to the convention.
Yeah, convention, yes.
They met in Wike's house.
Yes.
Was the governor there? Was he not a member of the...
The governor was not there.
Delegate. Exactly, that's to tell
you. Okay, no,
I
think it appears that Wike is telling us, Joseph, that look, the governor is a nobody. I will work with the delegates. He's not going to get a second term. I have the backing of Mr. President. I have his, cooperation, his support to do whatever I want to do with the two political parties. I'm even saying that, look, in a case where at the end of the day, all the court cases favor Wike and his faction to take charge of the PDP, what does he really want to do with the party?
It's very simple. What Wike wants to do is this.
Barrister says he just wants
to let me tell you. I align with what Barrister said.
That if eventually
he has
all the court cases favor him and his faction and he take charge of the party.
He has three things that he wants to do
with the party. Okay.
Number one, the PDP will not field a presidential candidate. That one is one.
That's for 2027.
Yes.
Okay.
Number two, if they are going to present any presidential candidate of the PDP, it's going to be a weak.
Just a week.
You understand
maybe
now?
the APC will give it to them like I've always
So
predicted. Say just use this one.
then the third one, he wants to create a base for Rivers State, for him to have a governor from Rivers State, and in position for his ambition after the 8 years of President.
Are we
Bola
saying
Tinubu.
that he wants to have? Would he? Because what I'm looking at is he has told Fubara repeatedly he will not get a ticket for second term. Almost like deciding for what.
No, when he was in PDP, that was when he said that.
Even in APC, he's been saying it.
You know, he can't. He knows that he's not a member of that particular party.
So you think he will not decide?
No.
You know, I think for me, I think Wike is going to get a very, very tough lesson later, because I feel no fear president, but I fear Nigeria governors. I feel no fear president. Nigeria governor with the way they treated former President Obasanjo then, after his 8 years, the way they do the whole thing that Yar'Adua become the presidential candidate. By the time they know that what the president is looking for is just to secure his presidential district for second term, this same governor, they will come out to the extent that we can be finding to go to, he will get to the gate of that Aso Rock, or getting access to the president. From there, the governor, the party, they will sit down and pick Fubara as a governorship candidate for Rivers State. And at the end of the day, Wike is not a member of APC, so they will be campaigning for him.
But Barrister, yes, I want to ask again, as it stands with how far Wike has gone, unless the president has a written agreement, or maybe there's an agreement that is tied to maybe divinity or whatever, do you think the president even needs him again, really, with how far they've gone with him?
I don't know. I'm not in the president's mind, but what I can tell
politically speaking now,
what I can tell you is this, that in Rivers State there are elders, and they are the people, the Rivers State people themselves, who want to be free of Wike's stranglehold on their lives,
emboldened by Mr. President.
Now, Mr. President believes that Wike has got a lot of gravitas in the state,
yes.
It might be useful politically to him. But his usefulness, of course, we now know that with the governor coming to the party of Mr. President, Wike's usefulness is not as strong as it used to be, because the president today can win Rivers State without Wike. And that's the truth of the matter. However, because you see, like Nuruddin said, who will Wike give the presidential vote if he disagrees with the president today?
No, there's nothing to, as far as the PD for me.
Is it just going to cut an alliance with Atiku or Peter Obi?
When they already solidifying themselves in the ADC. So that's what I'm saying, that who does he want to give the ticket to if he really wants to do anything?
It's actually playing a very, very dangerous political game.
That's Wike now.
But you know, he's played it in the past and it worked for him. There are people who will tell you that, look, if you don't take risk, nothing is worth it.
But it should be a measured risk.
He knows he's taking a big risk and a gamble. And I think that he's working hand in hand with the Speaker of the State Assembly, whom I heard is being positioned to be governor. You know, so it's going to be a tough battle. But I can tell you this: the APC governors will queue behind their colleague if they see that Wike don't want to give him that ticket. And of course, you remember Wike cursing governors who are supporting Wike, who are supporting Fubara, who are supporting Fubara, that they will face the same thing that is faced.
And they are not in APC
yes,
now.
for encouraging Fubara.
All right, it's still Political Roundtable, mainland 98.3 FM. We'll take the last story. Interesting developments from Kano State. Of course, Rivers will always bring in the drama. We'll bring in the intrigues.
We get to be an ambassador of Rivers State. What I put it in the
because I'm sure there's still a lot that is going to come out from Rivers State. The movie is a series that can never finish.
But my fear is Fubara.
Yes.
Keeping quiet sometimes.
They're a bit quiet now, really.
There are some people that will keep quiet.
Has he been
they are
subdued?
even shouting more than a town crier.
Has he been subdued?
He's not subdued. That guy is a dangerous.
But one thing that is there is this: if there is a kind of an arrangement that come, don't shout, you see this ticket we are going to give you.
You will just keep
what
quiet.
is now going to do with the ticket is another thing entirely.
All right, let's leave it at that. Let's go to Kano State, where there seems to be a major development coming from that angle. Uneasy calm has pervaded Kano's political scene as the national leader of the new Nigeria People's Party. Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwasiyya edges closer to a defection to the ADC amid intensifying speculations that Nasiru Gawuna, that's just what has thrown me off balance.
Nasiru Yusuf Gawuna.
Because it was almost as if Kwankwasiyya was going to take a decision eventually. He can't just stay in the NNPP. In fact, the party still has problem, legally speaking. So that he's going to the ADC does not really come to me as a surprise. He has thrown himself open. Whichever political party I'm going to have an alliance with, a coalition with, must either give me a presidential ticket or a vice presidential ticket. We're going to talk about the possibility of the Obi Kwankwasiyya ticket now that Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwasiyya is going to the ADC. But Nasiru Yusuf Gawuna, a strong ally of Umaru Ganduje,
former deputy governor.
And they were together, they ran in together.
Not just former deputy governor, he was a candidate of the APC.
Yeah, APC, the last election, governorship election.
And he was the former deputy governor to Kwankwasiyya the second time.
So they've been together. So look, Abba Yusuf, supported by Kwankwasiyya, defeated him. In fact, it was a tough battle in the courts. And people had thought that, look, these guys were preparing to show Abba Yusuf some big lessons. What has now happened is that there's a switch. If he eventually joins the ADC and aligns himself with Rabiu Musa Kwankwasiyya, because what it means now is that, look, Abba Yusuf goes to the APC where he is now. Gawuna goes to the ADC.
Left Arsenal. He went to Chelsea.
so what people are saying is that, look, we might be seeing a repeat of Abba Yusuf Gawuna in 2027. It's just that they switch sides. This one has gone to will be going to the ADC. This one going to the APC. What is happening in Kano? Rabiu Musa Kwankwasiyya, let's start with that. If Kwankwasiyya, people are saying that if Kwankwasiyya is going to the ADC, and he has said before that, look, I will only join a party that can either give me the presidential or the vice presidential ticket. He must have had a meeting. He met with Atiku, I think today or yesterday.
He has met with Obi.
Obi has met. So there must have been something concrete that he has from the ADC that is making him make this switch tomorrow. Does it mean that Atiku is no longer in the picture? Because it can't be Atiku Kwankwasiyya, the only permutation that we have there. And people are saying that this is even the handiwork of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, who is pushing this particular agenda. Obi Kwankwasiyya ticket. What will this mean?
It can also be Kwankwasiyya Sheyi Makinde.
In the ADC?
Yes, because Sheyi is on his way to it. Sheyi is going to go join the ADC.
That's what people are saying, but
he's going to join the ADC.
Still speculative, yeah.
He has also gone to visit Kwankwasiyya. They have been talking.
But okay. So let's look at these two tickets.
Let's leave the speculation for now.
Okay.
But let's talk about exactly what is going on in Kano.
Kano, yes.
Don't forget that Rabiu Kwankwasiyya, Ganduje are all from the same political family. In fact, Ganduje was his deputy governor. And when he lost to Shekarau, he became a minister of defense.
He went with him to Abuja.
He went to and gave him a job, I think, in Sao Tome and Principe to work. But at some point, they fell apart, of course, which is very common with Nigerian politicians. And Kwankwasiyya swore that he was going to ensure that Ganduje was defeated. Now, in the 2019 election, we saw that there had to be a runoff in Kano.
Yes.
And that runoff, in fact, there are people who believe that Abba Yusuf defeated Ganduje. But because Ganduje used the instrument of the state, the funds and all of that to buy that election. Now, in the matchup of 2023, Ganduje was no longer on the ballot. But Gawuna, who had always been a disciple of Kwankwasiyya, had moved to the APC when he became deputy to Ganduje. And in the manner which Kwankwasiyya supported Ganduje, his deputy to become the governor, Ganduje also had supported Gawuna to become the governor. Unfortunately, he lost to Abba Yusuf. Now, Abba Yusuf left the AMPP where he was elected as governor and is now with Ganduje. Gawuna is heading the other direction to Kwakwanso. Wherever Kwakwanso goes, he knows that he will go with Kwakwanso. And they understand that they have what it takes to beat Abba Yusuf right now in Kano State with the Kwankwasiyya movement. And the other thing is that Ganduje is no longer the Ganduje of 5, 6, 8 years ago. Having lost his position as the national chairman of the party,
the power drops.
His power has dropped. You know, it's just today an Abuja politician who goes back to Kano to be received at the airport by some of his supporters. But Ganduje, Kwankwasiyya is still an active player.
He never leaves Kano.
Let me tell you, the truth of the matter is that if you put Ganduje on one side and Kwankwasiyya on the other side today, Kwankwasiyya will pull more supporters than Ganduje any day in Kano.
Yes.
So Gawuna now knows that, look, I don't have any chances in the APC to become the governor. The ticket automatically will be given to Abba Yusuf, right? And I know that I can become the governor through the Kwankwasiyya group.
So why don't
so what am I doing? And don't forget that political parties in Nigeria are not ideological vehicles. Whereby
they are SPVs for political.
They are SPVs, special purpose vehicle to get, just like you are going to the airport, there's traffic. Is it Marwa?
You go just jump Okada, charge in the airport.
Anyone that just take you with your bag on your head to get to the airport and travel. That's what political parties are meant for.
Yes.
But in other parts of the world, parties are ideologically driven. If you are a Republican, you know there are certain things that Republicans believe. And that is not to say there are pure political parties that have pure ideologies. Sometimes you see political parties compromise or make concession because they want to achieve specific goal. And that doesn't mean that they have lost their tag. However, what we have in Nigeria here is like a river with two deep ends. Wherever the water flows, all the fishes move in there. You know? And it's all about the ambition. So if Gawuna today feels that given the political setup
in Kano
today in Kano, he cannot pick the ticket of the APC. He doesn't have what it takes to beat Abba Yusuf. But if he goes to the ADC with Kwakwanso
and against the ticket
and he picks that ticket and with the support of the Kwankwasiyya movement, that he has a good chance of beating Abba Yusuf. And that's exactly why he made the move.
Okay, and I think it's going to bring up a lot of interesting
and that is not going to happen in Kano alone. No.
It's not going to
that's why we say to you that the fact that governors are moving from the PDP into the APC and becoming party leaders, and for those of them who are on their first term, they'll have automatic tickets.
Yes.
It's going to cause disruption in the chapters of the parties.
What we are seeing now is that, look, these governors have come in because Mr. President wants them to come. It's about the president's interest and ambition.
Yes.
The guys who have been toiling, who have been working hard for the party,
oiling the party,
they cannot say no to Mr. President. But it does not mean they are totally happy.
Yes.
Because that's why Gawuna is leaving, if he eventually leaves. So what it means is that, look, you may just have people who have accepted to receive these foreigners into the APC at the state level, but they are not necessarily happy.
Yes.
So if at the end of the day, let us even see all of the permutations work in the favor of Mr. President, the governorship election becomes a different thing entirely, because it now becomes a local thing. We've seen situations where they tell you presidential election is different from governorship elections.
Yes.
How much more of these kinds of things are we going to see, especially, for example, in a state like Delta? Because there are people who also said, we would have been able to defeat him, even if he stays where he is. But maybe Mr. President does not want to take chances. I would prefer to have the governors who have all the resources than allow them remain and get a Jonathan treatment. People have told me, for example, in Plateau State, that why did they really need Mufwang? Because he was a man that was very vulnerable. They would have probably defeated him with or without him coming to the APC. But as it stands now,
very poor performance.
Very poor performance. But it appears Mr. President thinks that the only way to play safe and secure a second term is to have all of these governors. But what about us having these kinds of quiet?
Having the governors does not mean you have the states.
Because with Gawuna, do you agree, like Barrister has said, going to the ADC to join Kwankwasiyya, they may. And like I will always remember one of our callers, Malam Salah, that I said, look, they will teach Abba Yusuf a very serious lesson in Kano. Do you think that's going to happen?
Well, it's not peculiar to Kano alone, but since we are talking about Kano, at times when we talk about Kwankwasiyya, some people will think maybe we have something special for Rabi Kwankwasiyya. No. I did not only know Kano, I have lived in Kano. In fact, Kwankwasiyya, when he went for during the primary that brought Muhammadu Buhari,
yes.
When he came to Lagos, we met, and he said, "How much Yoruba?" Because I know a report that I couldn't work in Kano for like 2 months. I was hiding.
So you know his political strength.
In fact, you see that there are some certain, I told you. There are some people in APC today in Kano. They are APC, but they are Kwankwasiyya.
In fact, the governor has not even abandoned the red cap.
Just to show you.
Is he wearing the cap?
There are some certain people.
He has left now.
There are some certain people. They are not member of APC, ADC, PDP, and they are Kwankwasiyya.
What I'm even saying is that even the governor
has not even removed the
red cap. They are still wearing the red. The only thing that they've added Tinubu's logo to the red cap. Because
one thing there is this. Now in Kano, and other in some certain states, there's going to be a fight to finish at the governor level. What they want to play at the presidential is different. At the governorship level, and that's the reason why with the timetable bring us now presidential election with national assembly election.
So the governorship.
So automatically it's going to be a total battle in different states. Like the one of Gauna, whoever, and the way he plays his politics is very, very right. Another thing again, if Rabi Kwankwasiyya is going to trust him enough,
that's another thing.
To be given the ticket is another thing. But one thing that you have to say is this: although he has been a member of Red Cap Revolution movement from the inception, and he has never led. According to somebody, he said he's still paying his due
to the movement.
Even upon being with Ganduje. Somebody told me from Kano. So now it's going to be a kind, and we want to see how democracy is going to work in those particular state levels where those particular governors that are moved to APC, how the party they left, how they are going to fare, and who is going to push forward is another thing. But I can tell you, governorship election in the upcoming election is going to be very, very sweet, because we are going to see a lot of battle of friends, battle of families, but in different political parties.
Because we need to open the phone.
What is happening in Benue?
In Benue, yes.
Now it looks like the governor has got an upper hand.
Yeah, of course, yes.
And some of the supporters of Akume are dumping the APC.
No, because it appears that they eventually accepted his own Congress.
Yes,
State Congress.
The House of Rep member for
Aregbesola, yes,
has joined the Labour Party.
He's left the APC.
And as soon as he joined the Labour Party, he wants to take over the leadership of the Labour Party.
Just like that.
In the area.
he's been the guy supporting George Akume.
Yes,
no. In fact, he was the only person who removed the picture
of the governor
from his office.
But he has left the APC now.
Yes.
Thinking it appears that the governor has upper.
And we're not seeing Akume leaving APC.
For me,
where would he go to?
For me, first, I think the country should be careful about Kano politics, so that what we call revolution may not start from there. Kano people are very sophisticated politically. If you are looking at these two guys, what of the deputy governor that moved?
Yeah, the deputy has left too.
You understand? So you now see that they have at the state level they have their own plan.
And they attempt to
they have their own.
Yes,
their own plan. Because if you look at the governor, look at his background as a teacher, head teacher from a school. If you look at some of the profiles of the deputy governor, it's as a person that says, you know what, I'm not afraid of my governor. So he has a person that will say that maybe have an ideology and say, okay, since we swore an oath or we decide to put our head together and say, okay, we are Kwankwasiyya, whatever happens, we are ready to face it. And I think we are equally looking at a situation whereby if the ADC can put their house in order and I say, okay, since we need Kano, because the APC are looking forward to see how they can get Kano too. If ADC can equally say that, okay, we have to play all politics to have Kano, but this is my fear, and the fear is based from that last election from
2023.
Yes, Edo State
okay.
Election, because what would be the position of the security agency because sometimes they may be overzealous, overpromised.
But you know again, whatever must have happened in Edo State, people always say that, look, you can't rig where you are not really popular. And people have said that, look, whatever must have happened, whatever people say, questioning how the election was conducted in Edo, Obaseki also had his own problems.
No, Obaseki have his own
and he had made himself somehow easy to beat and defeat.
No, the issue,
and you know what I'm saying.
I know that.
You have problem with the palace. You have problem with your deputy governor. Yeah, you also.
No, even the people were able to equally separate Obaseki from this is not Obaseki issue now. This is Aswa issue.
I think we need to acknowledge that. Yes,
that is that. But what I'm saying, they led the security agency in this coming election.
You know what you said. We'll dedicate a whole show to talking about the role of the security in our election.
If they allow something to happen,
I know there will be a day that we will now talk about. In fact, what we are going to do is to have a series where we talk about the role of the judiciary, the role of the security agencies, the role of INEC, and the role of the people. And at the end of the day, hope that whatever we say.
The role of talks.
In fact, they don't have any role.
That is one of the biggest. No, that is one of the biggest constituency in Nigerian politics.
But they don't have any role.
They have a role to play. How can you say they don't have a role to play?
People.
Okay. We need to open. You not see the primary election within a political party where they are holding. We are telling you weakness.
I don't. But should be Yoruba land now. We have one training everybody. That one.
No, that one does not have sense. Do you think that one has sense?
Let's just leave him. We will talk about
when you don't go to school. It's going to reflect in whatever you are doing.
All right, let's take the calls. Hello, good evening.
Yes, Alhaji Fuad.
Good evening.
Barrister Curtis, Olonsho Joseph, and my other.
We greet you.
Good evening.
Yes.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you.
PDP. Wike, does he think he can eat his cake and have it? With all of this destruction and your permutation, Barrister Curtis, do you think he will have his way?
Yes.
People are just, keeping quiet for him because they know that this APC, they don't want any other political party to exist. And they know that, if you drag with Wike now, it is his faction. And I think that's exactly what Saraki is trying to do. He's trying to mellow down so that he can also have candidates in Kwara State that Wike's faction will not contend with. So Wike has destroyed PDP, and there is no way he can. If peradventure, what is his name, Tinubu wins. After Tinubu's tenure, forget Wike politically is totally finished. So let him enjoy his power, drunkenness now.
All right.
God bless you.
Thank you. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, the gentlemen in the studio.
Good evening.
And happy Palm Sunday to our Christian brothers and sisters.
Thank you.
My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abanoje in Ekotu.
You're welcome.
I'm so happy with your analysis, especially of that of Barrister Curtis Adiba concerning PDP, UK, and of course Kano State. Now, Kano State, I think Rabi Kwankwasiyya actually wants to teach the present governor elected by making sure maybe when he joins AGC as a class speculative that he will take all the political processes concerning, including the gubernatorial election in that Kano State. So that is for that. Whoever he presents as the gubernatorial candidate he wins, whether the one people are talking about or the deputy governor that has just resigned. Then for Wike, I think people have rightly said everything about the PDP. But I'm sure that whoever Wike presents in River State as the gubernatorial candidate, be it from PDP or APC, that person will win.
Okay.
So Bara cannot return as governor.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
This is Okangoli now. My barrister.
Is there light in Mafluku?
For where? For where? I have reason not to vote for some people. Mr. Fuad.
I did.
I think number one is that nail fund that they are using to boost now. And it does not cut across everybody in that is living in public university. Why can't you now reduce the school fees of this form so that everybody will enjoy it than to start giving and be beating yourself that you did that form. What else do you have money? All this money, you can reduce the school fee. You increase school fees and you are giving that form and you want me to clap for you. I leave that one behind. The convention. Bringing 84,000 people there. Who didn't do anything? There was no voting, nothing. Was it necessary?
Consensus.
I don't see why they should bring this vote. It was just like they just roll about and then they go back home and collect their money. Is it not?
Hello?
You know? And finally, on the president's birthday, I saw someone distributing 20,000 packs of rice.
Hello.
I do greet now. Now.
Good evening, madam.
Hello.
Good evening. Good evening.
I don't know. Good evening.
Yeah.
Go forward. I don't know because I went to pray. This Kwankwasiyya, whatever that you
Gawuna they go there. Gawuna don't go join.
Forget. Go forward. All this in a bad market. Let me tell you. I'm telling you, this is politics here. Politics here. Can Kwankwasiyya can stand money to money in Kano? Of course, no. What is the performance of Kwankwasiyya in 2023 election? As a candidate, not even as a running mate. It's not just 1.5, 1 point something million, which as a say that vote is within Kano. So he cannot stand Tinubu. Tinubu fell woefully.
For what 0%. What about governorship now?
Okay, Gawuna.
If he decides to go to the ADC, that's Kwankwasiyya, and then he feels maybe Gawuna or somebody else against Abba Yusuf in APC, what do you think?
What happened to Ganduje? What happened to Ganduje will happen to him again. You know, Ganduje lost, but he got it through court now. Do you think? Yes, that is what will happen. Of course, in governorship, you will give him a fight, straight fight. It will be very, very tough. Because I don't think Abba Yusuf has performed wonderfully that he can simply defeat that guy. Of course, I agree with you. But even though he win, they will collect it through court. That is normal. You understand? and for me, finally, before I go forward, you see, I will sound funny, which by the supporters and all of you did there and I no go agree with me with other listeners. I will sound controversial. See, do you know my best governor in Nigeria? Is Dabo.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Hello, good evening. Yes.
But if I cut this, please, I want to know, is the electoral act superior to constitution?
No.
Because this issue of telling us that if you register in another party and you want to leave that party, you cannot contest the election. So please, I want to know. So all this thing, I think it's a opportunity for this last bill. This last bill they want to be asked now that if you move from another party to another party, you cannot contest it. Please let me know this.
I think the political parties have their constitution that allows you either the party executive will give you waiver to run, but constitutionally, apart from meeting the threshold of the dates and all of that, and maybe you must be a registered member of a political party. And
yes,
good evening, Prince Wise.
Thank you very much. You see, this is me. Number one, Atiku, Obi, Kakansu, and Otina. If anyone might be winner, it means you can't go to another party. And I'm suggesting the Atiku will. But once all this we want to use from Wiki, and so we are calling Wiki wicked man. What to do? Wiki is a champion. He drove them out of the party because somebody like Atiku, where Obama don't was in power, also Obama to prostrate to Atiku to allow it to go for second time. It means Atiku hold the structure of that party there. But he leave that party to another party today. That's for PDP and for Mr. President. The consultant they did yesterday, fantastic, I love it. But Mr. President, we gave him 4-year mandate to start this country to give you electricity. And again, one legacy Mr. President wants to let behind that is unforgettable. This is left forward. The authority call, somebody pay my school fee to go to university. I will never forget that feeling.
Good evening to you all.
It's not a gift, it's a loan.
It's a loan. And at the same time, it doesn't call across all universities and tertiary institutions in Nigeria.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
My faculty and Polonshaw and Nuruddin.
We greet you.
Very rich program. For some time, I skipped this program because I was here and there.
Yeah.
Like what? There's something I just want to a little bit disagree with my faculty that this militant Boko Haram they are not targeting.
That they have a role.
They are targeting soft target. No, they have gone to the balance to kill our soldiers and even
okay.
So it's not only soft target. They have gone to the barrack, kill army soldiers and collected their weapons. Nation. So but the issue of Wike we are talking about, Wike is going to crash. When I look at like Emperor, he's going to crash because he's between, and such person is very easy to target. So you can't deal with Tinubu. Tinubu is just like, you know, the other day like, he was boasting that why should the APC that the first the first governor will be given the chance for the second term. For the second term. So he was boasting that he's going to fight. There's no time. We can't fight. We can't fight. We just back him. Only one thing will hold him. All the land is selling to his children. People will use it against him. Don't do anything. People will allow it to.
Thank you. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
You now turn down the volume of our radio set, please.
Okay, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
My name is Dominic.
Okay.
Please, this is my first time calling your show.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
I am calling from Satellite Town.
Okay.
Please, this never fund people always celebrate and talk about. I am 100% a bit confused about it. Why am I confused? Perhaps, did you know before now that all those women who do sell bodies on the roadside, train their children in school? Are you aware of that? The women who sell akara do train their child in school without being in debt to anybody. But because of this harsh economy of this government, they have turned Nigerian people to the extent that those people cannot do those things. And they are telling me you are giving a loan that is not going across and people are celebrating it. I don't understand it, if anybody do.
All right.
Because people who do self-care before now train their children in school without being indebted to anybody, and their children are always free when they graduated and they are going on their own. For the government who through their policy have put people into poverty to the extent right now, you tell me you are giving a loan that I don't understand. Let the barrister educate me more on this. Which one is far better? Because I'm a bit confused.
All right, thank you. There is no confusion. It depends on the way you see it. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Oga, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
My name is Robert. Barrister Curtis, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Oga Fuad, everything that you people have been discussing, you know what is revolving on my mind? I am just thinking, sir, that if this president win again, if he wins, is this how I am going to be in another 4 years with all I've gone through for the past 4 years?
The promise is things are going to get better. We are consolidating.
No, see, the thing is, like if something will get better, if you plant, oh, that's fine, if you plant maize, if you have a farm, you plant maize. If they are germinating and you see the green leaf, you water them, you will know that at least in some months' time you will harvest something. Please, sir, can they tell us what is on ground that we will harvest in another 4 years? What this government have planted that is on ground? We are not talking of coastal road or not coastal road. The light that they even promised. You look at what he said yesterday in that convention.
Oh, Nigeria, this.
They say they've turned the curve.
God bless you, my brother. I greet all of you.
Your name,
Engineer
sir?
from Yaba, thank you very much.
Sir, yes.
You see, what even surprises me too much is that Abiodun, that is now becoming a PRO to Mr. President. You see, I'm saying for a fact as a journalist, go and find out. Ministry of Health in Ogun State is 4.04% budget performance in 2025. I have some of my boys that are permanent secretary and they have been following through all the others. They don't, all the money they budgeted, they diverted the thing. They do not speak cover on this that amount I'm talking about, that percentage is international contribution or collaboration. What I hear, go and all see all the roads in Ogun State. I'm an alumni of Majo Grammar School in Abeokuta there. We are the one renovating classroom in the schools, building bed and fence, and building laboratory there. They are called me to come and contribute on how to build chairs for the students now.
In Majob, Abeokuta.
Majob, yes.
Tony Kolobo.
Yes. I'm the senior prefect at 84. So you can imagine what is going on there that is not talking. And that House of Assembly that is now saying this is, they are passing, endorsing somebody. They did not do their oversized sponsor.
All right.
They are terrible performance, and they are still endorsing another Baba.
Thank you, Engineer. You have it right. Does it look good evening?
That's why I like you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Barrister, I greet you.
Thank you. Greet you.
And everybody in the studio.
Yes, your name and location.
Yeah, this is Gege Joshua.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Barrister, you know how I so much appreciate you, but today you disappointed me, and I'm disappointed in Oga Fuad to let me be sincere with you.
Waiting happen.
Yes. Barrister Curtis categorically said that he would like to ask Akpabio, what has this government done? Oga Fuad, you are a journalist. Does this mean that the government has not done anything?
Tell us. Let us say we don't even know. You tell us.
No. Oga Fuad, don't put me on the spot. If you don't know, you know what? If you don't know, Oga Fuad, if you don't know, don't expect me to know. You are a journalist and if you don't be biased, and you make sure that you keep to the rest.
Joshua, you can't be more Catholic than the Pope. I'm a card-carrying member of the APC, and we have to tell ourselves the truth. The APC is not bigger than Nigeria as a country. Can you in all conscience,
that's what I think you tell me.
Can you in all conscience say today that the country is better than when he met it?
You don't go.
In terms of the living conditions of the people.
Hello, Gege Joshua. You don't go.
It's not about sentiment.
You don't go.
It's factual now. It's obvious.
No, even the people there, they agree.
Hello, good evening.
They said they pass administration.
And that's why we are giving him.
Hello, good evening.
You should say one sector.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
My name is Aregbesola. I'm calling you from Aboro.
You're welcome, sir.
Good evening to everybody at the studio there. The president went to St. Lucia. And the man was giving them scholarship. They are giving the students their scholarship to come and study in Nigeria. In which university? And you are running our students here into future problem, future debt. Which company are they going to work after their graduation? Just mention one company. This government is pregnant of deceit. And it's going to deliver lies. Even if they come back again. Honestly, this is terrible.
All right.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening.
And I don't have 30 minutes.
Yeah, good evening.
Hello, good evening. This is my colleague.
You are welcome. Hold on, Mr. Mayo. I gave him the opportunity. Okay, tell us. That's why you have the floor. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. This is Mr. Mayo, colleague.
You are welcome, Mr. Mayo.
I've enjoyed the program for close to two hours now.
Thank you.
What we are just asking for is that before this president came in my area, we have been enjoying light for over 12 hours. But now, if you say today, they wait. In fact, since last year, hardly do we have it for more than 1 hour.
Well, the president said...
Mr. Curtis alluded, hardly do we have it for more than 1 hour in a day. Barrister Curtis alluded to the fact that when they came, the dollar was a big shortfall of yes, but now This man should just leave us the way he made us. If you cannot improve us, if you just leave
what they are saying, my why is that what you had then was a facade. It's not sustainable. The dollar was being defended. Yes.
Then we are enjoying the facade. Yes,
they say it was a facade. They say it's not sustainable. That the country was going to crash.
The facade is that we are having like 12 hours now. It is not a marriage that we are not having.
No, that one. The minister have apologized, and the president said they are paying attention to it.
And the land is just temporary. This is the problem.
At least for people who say we are, let me be speaking on behalf of the government now. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, Elijah Moses.
Yes, 1 minute. I need to read messages on Facebook quickly.
Okay, Elijah Moses. Hello,
where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Kenya here.
Okay.
Yes, I'm calling from Kenya. Can I bring the biography or the story or what one of my friends or myself that during the campaign of the present president was campaign. There's a boy now, him and his father, they doesn't talk. Before the coming in of the president. The boy told the father, if you for this man, honestly, if you knew what happened here during Lagos State, we are not going to enjoy anything. The father said, no, the man is a politician. Hopefully, at the day that handed over to the president, when the president say, subsidy is gone, the boy when I tell the father said, Baba, what did that tell you? The father said, I'm sorry. Two of them now they doesn't talk. The father and the son.
All right, thank you. We need to read messages. Really, we are pressed for time. We have Kindadedeji Bernard Aregbesola saying the number of soldiers killed by terrorists since the insurgency began should have been enough motivation for the Nigerian army to successfully eliminate these groups. Unfortunately, some army generals appear more concerned with advocating leniency towards the terrorists rather than demonstrating urgency and determination to end the violence. I'm surprised that a top army chief is telling us that these guys are prodigal sons after they've killed soldiers of different ranks. It's really shocking to know. Abdurrafiu Alabalakwe is in congratulations to the APC for the good outing at the last convention. I wish my party well in the forthcoming 2027 elections. However, Nigerians should continue supporting Asiwaju. It would not disappoint Nigerians. An happy 74th birthday to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So I want the opposition party to emulate our party in terms of organization. Congratulations once again and happy birthday Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That's from Comrade Alape from Sabo Ijewu, Oniba, Ojo here in Lagos State. Barabas Ugbogu says APC convention, it seems the opposition like a radical approach is making APC strongly going into the polls. Olakunle Adebutu is saying by all means you will have electricity and not pay estimated billing, and if not, don't vote for me in 2027. Well, President says we are paying attention to it. John Bernardo is saying by the time Tinubu finishes his second term, only shadows of human will be seen in Nigeria. Same Wike who hosted delegates of APC from Rivers State also hosts delegates of PDP from Rivers State. This is shameful to our democracy. Kwankwasiyya and Gawuna going to ADC, Abba Yusuf will not find it easy. Ramitek Sonny is saying, so since Tinubu successfully changed national anthem, electoral law without listening to people or the media, it is clear message that third time will be seeked. But okay, no, we can't say that. We are not, and that's not constitutional anyways. We have Architect Dayo Dada. I've seen your message. John James Nwanchi Ogbonna, we have your message here. Tijani Afolabi, we have your message. Sulaimon Oladipupo Kodri, we have your message. Taiwo Ade Bayo, we have your message. Bibi Chuks, we've seen your message. Marshal Samson Jide Oyebode, we've seen your message. Shola Toyin, your message is here. Olaide Okekunle Ajayi, we have your message. Ogunlanolu Laja Musbao, you have your message. Onoto Itemitope Michael, we have your message. It's a big community, and what we encourage is that look, the conversation can continue on our social media platform. I've seen the banter, I've seen that people are dropping their message, and that's also the beauty of the show. The Marital Matters man is here. What do we have for the evening?
First of all, happy convention to Nigeria.
Happy
conventions to Nigeria.
No, the party, which one is
of course, the Nigeria.
So you tell us about the topic. I mean,
okay, we'll talk about the topic, but of course, we have to talk about what's happening in the country. Anyways, tonight we're talking about when the fear of commitment start looking like satanic entanglement.
when the fear of commitment now looks like satanic entanglement.
Yes, so it's a similarity with what we discussed last week about how a lot of men are very, very. I think they are suffering from TMI, too much information, which is getting them.
So the fear of commitment.
Yes,
in a marriage or relationship.
Marriage.
Okay.
A lot of them, relationship is easy, but a lot of them are getting abreast of what it is. So they're asking so many questions. Does this
about how to commit to the marriage?
About what they are going to go and see in the marriage.
Okay.
So they then start asking questions. Does this marriage thing really benefit me on the long
So why are they afraid of what they will see? What are they expecting to see, or what normally should they see in the marriage?
But also, what their fathers saw, they are not seeing.
What their fathers saw that gave birth, that brought them to this life.
That made it's not the bringing them.
It's part of it. Now their fathers saw it, and that's why they are here.
Yeah. So the peace, the relative quality of the people that their fathers got involved with is not there anymore.
Okay.
And then to now start asking questions, do I want to get involved with somebody who the quality is not at par with what?
We should just cancel this thing called marriage. Maybe we just leave it.
Adisa, all this already speaking at grammar. The problem is that marriages are falling apart so quickly and so easily that these young people don't think that it's something.
It is even worth it again.
Marriage is not falling apart. It's the actors that are falling apart.
Okay, so we allow your people to discuss it.
What did the actors do?
All right, this is where we call it the Political Roundtable, Milan 98.3 FM. We'll do this again next week.